Hello, what's up? And we have another standard deck tech Wilds of Eldraine, courtesy of user submitted list from MTG Goldfish. And today we're going to discuss Tamiyo Mice. Very unique name for this by the Asian Avenger. I think this is also a separate post within the page, or maybe an affiliated website that discusses more of the standard text. But we'll explore also with our own, or let's say our perspective as how the deck works. So we can check again the origin of the name by first off checking on Tamiyo Completed Sage. So this is from Kamigawa Dynasty. It is a 5 to cast, but you can have the option to complete it. A completed version can be paid with 2 life or blue and green. So if life was paid for this, it comes with 2 fewer loyalty counters. But let's explore the abilities of this Tamiyo Completed Sage. So +1, tap up to 1, target artifact creature that's untap during its controller's next untap step. Then you pay X, exile target non-land permanent card with mana value X from your graveyard, and it will create a token of that copy of that card. And then have a -7, that's the big effect loyalty by Tamiyo. Create Tamiyo's Notebook, which is a legendary colorless artifact token with spells you cast cost 2 less to cast and pay to tap. Only to tap to draw a card. So what does it do with this current build as per se? So we take a look at the other card that has maybe reference for the name. There's 3 Blind Mice. This is a saga from Wilds of Eldraine. It's a 3 to cast that the first lore counter would create a 1/1 mouse creature token. 2 and 3 lore counter would go with creating a token that's copy of the token you control, and then 4 creatures you control get +1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. So how this abuse or sort of Tamiyo's ability would go with that. So basically you would just need to -X, that's -3, to exile 3 Blind Mice from your graveyard and then create a token that's a copy of that card. So in that setup, you can then create this one as a token and then have a benefit also of having the 2 and 3 lore counter, creating a token that's a copy of 3 Blind Mice token that was created by Tamiyo. So in that way, you can basically have we can call it as an infinite instance of creating these tokens, as more of these tokens, lore counters go up with 2 and 3, creating simultaneously as the 3 Blind Mice token that was copied by Tamiyo's ability would basically develop your board and unknowingly win from there. So what do we have for a quick run up of the list? We have 13 enchantments. Okay, so we have 7 creatures, for instance, 3 battles with the invasion of Gobakhan, 5 planeswalkers, 4 sorceries, and loan for the lands that fill up the band colors is 24 basic lands. So again, the deck would really suffice with the ability of just gumming up your board with creature tokens and winning from there, and also can go up with the 3 Blind Mice and Tamiyo's Completed Sage ability. That is sort of a combo per se. If you have 3 copies of Resolute Reinforcements, that creates tokens. We also have 2 copies of Calyx Guided by Fate. So Calyx would also go here as the constellation effect that putting counters, and then whenever Calyx or an enchanted creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you can create a token that's copy of an legendary enchantment you control. So copying also 3 Blind Mice with this ability would also have you the option to develop a sort of an infinite token creation of 3 Blind Mice token enchantments. So along with it also we have 2 copies of King Darian. This is also a pop effect, but also putting +1 counters and creating 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, and also sacrificing it to get your tokens you control hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So that is another option for your creature. So basically they have a variance of approach here that you can gain advantage by creating more of these tokens, and basically having to gain advantage later on. So we also have for the enchantments Teachings of Kirin. So that's 3 copies with the same formula of creating tokens. Again, 4 copies of 3 Blind Mice, 3 copies of Wedding Announcement that also create tokens, lets you card draw, and also become a anthem effect with Wedding Festivity. And also, we have 3 copies of the Virtue of Loyalty. This is the mythic card from Wilds of Eldraine, which creates the adventure to Ardenvale Fealty. It creates a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, and you can cast the enchantment from adventure, in which at the beginning of your end step, put up a sun counter on each creature you control and then untap those creatures. Now for your instance, we have several cards that may be support for spot removal and also enchantment removal with Destroy Evil, 2 copies, and Fateful Absence that also destroy Planeswalker. That is also 2 copies in the deck. Now for Planeswalker support, that's not only going with Tamiyo, would also have as a copy of the Wandering Emperor. So again, this is also another support Planeswalker that can also create the tokens on its own in the form of 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance, and at the same time can exile threats or target the top creature, and you would have gain 2 life for that. And for the battle, it's also dual purpose by checking on your opponent's hand with this ability that can exile a land card from it and have those cards that are exiled additional 2 more to cast. And then if you're able to flip this into Lightshade Array, it becomes a protection at the same time, pump up those creatures that are attacked this turn at the beginning of your end step. So that the list is, we have the final part, which is the sorceries, which we have 2 copies of Expelled Interlopers. Choose a number between 0 and 10 and destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. So this is also a board sweep per se, and you would also gain advantage from this because all of your tokens are mostly 0 to cast. So if you ever there are instances that you would need to choose a number, it is unlikely that you will go to choose 0, as most of your creature board generated are these tokens. And for the next sorcery, we also have 2 copies of Stormwind Festival. You can have to place up to 2 permanent cards with mana value 4 or less. So meaning there are instances that you can storm into Tamiyo and 3 blind mice into the battlefield, or just storm on any other 5 mana cost. For example, Virtue of Loyalty, you can still have them placed with this Storm the Festival ability. So this would only act maybe in the late game because of the ability to just redevelop your board for any instance that it might have been prevented early on. So it's still a good gas to draw mid game up to the late game. And last but not the least are the lands. We have 24 lands composed again for the band setup. So several of these would go with just having these check lands. Of course, basic lands with the plains and island. We also have slow lands, deserted beach, and also a token producer in the form of Mirex. That's 3 copies. And of course, utility cards with the channel lands of Otawara. And we have also 4 copies of the new manland blue-green Simic colored manland Restless Vinestock that can also become a good attacker in the form of a 5/5 green and blue plant creature token with trample. So whenever it attacks, also up to 1 target creature has going to have base power and toughness of 3/3. So that's a good pump, a bonus, given that it's also a good 5/5 attacker per se. So last but not the least are again for our card distribution. We have average mana value of 3.31. Surprisingly, it goes with the average of 3 because of the 2, 11, 3 mana value and 13 for 2 mana value. Color distribution is mostly white, but green would also be the second color here, and blue would just act as a splash. But the producers are pretty much even with the white for 18, green is 16, and lastly blue of 14. So you can notice here we have several, that's basically 10 tech tokens and extras that you can use for this deck. So we have a clue token, copy, a human token, a knight token, vigilance, a mouse token from Dribbled Mice, correction might from the Mirex, a spirit token, soldier token, a samurai token. So this knight would be that of the virtue, and Tamil's notebook as the ultimate ability, or the -7 ability of that, created by Tamiyo completed Sage. So I guess that's primarily a wrap up for this deck tech. A very interesting build by the Asian Avengers, Tamiyo Mice as we call it, and sort of a 2-card combo per se, but there are also other ways to create tokens of the 3 blind mice enchantment saga that can be very abusive. sort of in the standard format. And I guess that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for checking this video. I do hope you like and subscribe, notifications bell on, so that we can have first-hand knowledge as to when would be our next upload for the Wilds of Eldraine standard format, and we go along with this as we discuss more of explore the format in standard, and also having also some options in older formats such as Pioneer and Modern. Again, guys, thank you for checking this video, and see you on the next one.